I watch other YouTubers and I watch CNBC and Bloomberg, and they're all doom and gloom, and they're all talking about how bad the market is and how cash is where you need to be. And I used to feel that way, but then I realized there's a part of the market that is doing extremely well, and actually I own some of it, and I want to thank Warren Buffett and Vladimir Putin for giving me a stock that has about 140% year-to-date return. And as I dig deeper, I find that there's 16 stocks that currently have been giving between 12 and 140% return, and that's an average of 76% return year-to-date. So I want to dig into this, and I want to show you where there's a place you can make a lot of money, and I think it's going to go beyond just year-to-date.
Best of Us Investors presents Carrie Griegmeyer.
Every night, Jim Cramer tells me that there's a bull market somewhere and it's his job to help me find it. And he hasn't been doing a very good job. So I decided I was going to go find it for myself, and I have. And I want to show you this chart here. This is a Trading Views chart, and I'm going to put a link in the description where you can click on that link and it'll give you this exact chart. That's my gift to you today. But Jim, that's my bull market, and I found it. It's 16 stocks that I've put together that have, since January the 1st, have returned between 12 and 140%. And the top one at 140%, as I said, I need to thank Vladimir Putin and Warren Buffett for, and that's Occidental Petroleum. Why is that? Well, first of all, Warren put me on to it. I did a video several months ago when I first saw it and when I first bought it. And basically, he went in and upped his ante from 10% ownership to 20%, and then subsequently said that he wanted to own as much as 50% of Occidental Petroleum. So I followed Warren into it, and I thank him. And then why am I thanking Vladimir? Well, Vladimir has created a bad situation, to be very calm about it in Europe. He has put blackmailing basically Europe and the United Kingdom and some parts of Asia that's saying, hey, if you want fuel, if you want oil and natural gas, you're going to have to favor me in my escapades in Ukraine and back off this NATO initiative that you have, or I'm not going to give you any fuel. And so as a result of that, there is a shortage of fuel. Well, when there's a shortage of a good, the price goes up. And that's driving the prices of energy up. Also, within this 16 stocks that I'm sharing with you here, there are some defense stocks, and there's some cybersecurity stocks. I found one stock that has just skyrocketed in the last 10 days because of a contract that they have put together with the government about artificial intelligence and spying on other countries. And why would you need to do that? Because we're in a war. I just am amazed that we had an election this week, and no one has mentioned we're in war. We're building up our military and our defense system, and we're building up our energy compound because we're at war. This is so. And I know most of you don't know a damn thing about World War II, and some of you don't even know who Adolf Hitler is. But Vladimir is doing exactly what Adolf did. Adolf walked into Austria and basically said, "We want everything the Jews have." And the Austrians said, "Okay." Well, that's what Vladimir thought was going to happen in Ukraine, but it didn't. It didn't. He lined his tanks up and just drove down a highway, and all we had to do was knock out the first two, and the brigade stopped. Vladimir thought this was going to be just a cakewalk, but as a result of this, And as a result of what happened on October the 16th, when Xi Jinping said, we're ready to go to war with the United States over Taiwan, we are building up our defense system. In these 16 stocks, again, look at this chart. And from a low of, 12% to Occidental Petroleum at 140%, there is a bull market somewhere, Jim, and I found it. And I want to share it with my viewers. This is an opportunity to get you income to grow your portfolio until we get through the crap we're going through. And I say that because we increased the money supply in 9 months by 40%. Well, what is that going to do? It's going to create inflation. Do you think the dude who won the, $2 billion lottery or Powerball, do you think he's going to start spending a lot more money and driving prices of yachts and houses and everything up because he's overflowing with money? Well, that's what happened to our economy. And then you add to that we had a broken supply chain, so there was a limited quantity. I think the best example of it is furniture. We ordered furniture for our living room, and it took us 8 months to get it. Why? It's made in North Carolina, but the foam that goes in the seat cushions are made in China. Okay? So there was a bidding war, literally a bidding war on furniture. So we had inflation. Okay? We've got to work ourselves through that. And it looks like maybe we will. But everybody's ignoring that Mark Zuckerberg just said he was going to lay off 11,000 people. Do you think that'll cause unemployment? Do you think that Google and Amazon are going to raise their hands and say, we'll take those 11,000 people? Where are they going to get jobs? They aren't. So unemployment is going to become a problem. So you have to recognize we aren't through the shit yet, okay? But there is, Jim Cramer, a bull market somewhere, and it's in these 16 stocks. And I know there are more. And my commitment to you is I'm going to build on this chart. I'm going to come back to you probably within a week and say, hey, I found another 5 that we can add to the chart, and you'll click the link in the description, and you'll get a picture of the chart. And you'll just go down the side and say, oh, yeah, I know that stock. And then you'll put it on your watch list on Moomoo, and you, like me, will go in and say, okay, I see where they're going. I see this spike. My God, there's one of them that it looks like Elon Musk went to space. And I'll share that with you in my next video. I don't know what to say. I was doom and gloom like all the other YouTubers, like all the people on CNBC. I watch Squawk Box every morning. How it's going to hell in a handbasket. And then I found this. And I want to close by saying, thank you, Warren. Thank you, Vladimir. I don't like, Vladimir, that you're causing a war, and we might all, this all might be nonsense if we get into a nuclear war. You know he has threatened nuclear war. So there is, whenever there's a action, there's a reaction. It's my job and your job to find it. Okay? And what I'll do, let's see, today is Thursday. On Friday, I'll share this in more depth. I'll go through those stocks in more depth on my Friday Stock Talk. It's on Zoom. You can find it. Come to the Discord. There's a link in the description. You know that game. There's a link in the description to the Discord. Come over there. It's as cheap as, I think, $4 a month to be a part of it. And if you can get this stock that's gone up 20% in 10 days, and why? It's a governmental contract. It's a governmental contract about taking Amazon and Google's data and sorting it for the benefit of the U.S. military. Now, that's all I'm going to tell you about it here. But show up to the Stock Talk on Friday. No, you'll miss it because this video isn't coming out until Saturday. But maybe next time. Talk to you again tomorrow.